The Sharks are next. Fitzgibbon, the coach. McGuinness, the captain. Finished fourth in 2024, as I put this camera away before it falls off. And did beat the Storm in May before being bundled out by Penrith in the prelim final. They spent 7 weeks on top of the comp just before Origin. There was a period there they were...
Yeah, and then Nico got picked for Origin.
He certainly did. How'd that turn out?
Yeah, about the same as it did the year before.
He did. Let's get the draw out of the way. Allegedly, they've come off 2 years of easy draws. That's what people like to tell us.
The softest draw ever.
This year, it's a bit tougher. They play the 13 times they play the top 8 and 5 times the top 4. They play the Dogs, Eagles, Storm, Knights, Cowboys, Bunnies, Dragons, Roosters twice each. They do have 11 games against the bottom 8, which is the least in the comp. What did your draw Nexus say?
They do have 3 5-day turnarounds, which is the most out of anybody in the competition.
Yeah, you've copped it this year in draw-wise.
Yeah, only 2 back-to-back away games, even though they've taken home games away, which it doesn't actually contrast to that. But, yeah, no.
But Canberra have more travel issues.
They've got 13 games against the top 8, and they pretty much only played the bottom 5 once. So at the end of the day, the draw shouldn't matter if you're a decent
if you're supposed to win
side.
The comp. Yeah.
So
they do get crowbarred.
Okay.
Basically, the Cronulla story is they get crowbarred into Super Saturday most of the year. So there'll be a 3 o'clock or a 5:30 or a 7:30. They get crowbarred into a Saturday most of the time, which isn't bad for them. They have picked up Adam Fanua-Blake and Hohepa Puru, who I was wondering where he went not long ago, but here he is. They've lost Finucane, Sam Healy, Royce Hunt, Satelia Takama, and Jack Williams has gone to Captain Parramatta.
Behind Mitchell Moses.
Do you want to do... give him his Supercoach, and then you may as well give us your 17 that you'd like to see, Barn.
Adam Fanua-Blake was the top scorer if he was in the Sharks team last year. 1,660 points, average of 72.2. It's going to cost you $706,000 to get him in your side. Brenton Nakora.
You buy him at
that? No, not start
No,
season. Brenton Nakora, 682. Average of 69.7. He's somebody that you could lock in as a set and forget if you wished to do so. But, choose your poison, as you like to say. Ramian, average 65. It's going to cost you $636,000 to get him into your team. The top average from the Sharks, funnily enough, was Nico Hines with 75.1. So when he's good, he's good. When he's not so good, he's terrible. Fanua-Blake and Nakora round that out. The only two that really take my eye in Supercoach, apart from those guys, would be Jesse Calhoun. Played a whole of 11 minutes last year. Looks like a footballer. Very strong back rower, but I think one of his legs got pretty much torn off his body last year. Played 11 minutes. But the year before, in the times that he was on the field, looks like a very good footballer and could average 45 to 50, and at 232k, probably worth having a look at. And I think Blake Brayley, I know he defended his ass off last year, made plenty of tackles. 519k will get him into your team. Average 53, I think that skyrockets on the back of Fanua-Blake if he plays the way he did at the Warriors and gets quick play of the balls for his dummy half, because he's one of the better blokes with service. He goes pretty well at picking his times, but he hasn't run enough over the last couple of years, and if he can get some fast play of the balls off the back of Fanua-Blake, then it should bode well for him to score higher in the Supercoach points. So,
I've seen the pics that Fanua-Blake stripped down him in as well, and apparently looking at $1 million. So,
yeah, it looks like he's lost about 15 kilos.
I hope he didn't do it in a public place.
What's this 17 look like, Barn?
I have to go and find your link again.
You want me to read it?
Don't know what I've done here. Yeah, what's yours?
Kennedy, Mulatalo, Ramey, and Iro. It picks itself, essentially.
Pretty much last year.
Kennedy, Mulatalo, Ramey, and Iro, Katoa, Trendle, Hines, Fanua-Blake, Brayley, Hazelton, Nakura, Wilton, McGuinness, Atkinson at 14 for now, Kafusi, Rudolph, and Talakai. rounds out the bench. Obviously, Talakai can crowbar in wherever he needs to, but I assume they're going to use him as an impact player.
Did you have Hazelton starting?
Well, they've lost... Oh, Rudolph starts. I guess they've lost
I don't think they start Hazelton.
They should.
But yeah, they probably should.
But yeah.
As an impact, I think they probably use him as the replacement for Noah Blake, to be honest. Just with the size and the impact that they have through the middle of the field. So I think they'll start either Rudolph or Hamu Uele.
Which I didn't mention, but no, I agree. He would have been 18th man sort of thing. But I had to find...
Actually, they probably start Kafusi.
Okay.
Yeah. And then have Hazelton take that spot.
I mean, Atkinson I just put there because... And Sam Stone Street is in and around that. And they're going to get back Dykes as well. So there's a bit of depth to sort of everywhere.
Yeah, the problem is... keeping this team together for as long as they have, there's a point where you have to start losing guys because they're not getting game time and they're not getting opportunities that they probably deserve in other positions. But consistency of squad, as we said with Manly, it's only a good thing, having the team together. They've realistically only brought Fanua Blake into this squad. Everybody else has known each other. They've played together for the last 2 or 3 seasons. And there's a lot of players here that still have other levels to go to. You look at Kennedy, last year was pretty much garbage.
Do not even start.
But look at him the year before.
Mm.
The best level...
realistically, if he can get back to 2023 compared to what he did in 24, that's massive for this team.
He's 22 and 21 were solid as well. Like, he has had good form throughout the majority of his career. Last year, he dropped off, so...
Yeah. Mulatalo's probably at his peak, can't get a whole lot better. I think there's still some room for Ramian to improve.
Both outside backs. You got Cade Dykes up your sleeve.
Yeah.
Sam Stone Street scored 27 tries in 8 games or something.
Rudolph can improve massively. Hamu Uele can improve massively. There's a lot of improvement in this squad. Whether it happens or not is a whole different question, but this is probably a squad that can improve more than a lot of squads in the competition, and they've been finishing top 4 for the last couple of years.
Yeah. So their biggest issue is, God, they fuck up a lot. Mm-hmm. So they'll give away as many penalties as anything. They'll drop as many balls as anything. If they can fix that, obviously it's a big tick. To play the Pete Murph card, instead of avoiding the elephant room, I'll go up and kick it in the balls. Are they going to be a better team if they play Nico at fullback and just play Atkinson at 6? And then just piss off Kennedy?
Quite possibly.
Oliver? Are you still with us,
I hadn't
Oliver?
really thought of it, to be honest, but... Yeah, I don't know. Kennedy has shown enough in the past.
It's probably not going to... It's been asked.
Fitzgibbon's
said
not that
Nico's
like,
a 7,
yeah.
But Nico is a world-class... He's probably a world-class halfback, if you can say it, really.
He's got 7 on his back, but he doesn't play 7.
No,
anyway. He plays
and
6,
he'll play 6 a lot more this year again. But you could put him back. You could put him back to 7. You could put him back to 1 and give him and just take the weight of the world off his shoulders and get him back to what he's doing. I think this team's a better team. But
I guess maybe.
I think they're a bit more direct, but I don't think that they have the finesse in the passing game. I don't think Atkinson can throw the balls that Hines can to put back rowers and centres into positions to create scoring opportunities.
But I hate to say it, does taking the clutch off Nico help Nico?
Yeah, absolutely it does.
Put him back to fullback and say, we'll kick the winning field goals, we'll do this.
I think they'll do that with Trindle. And it's something I've said for the last 2 years.
It's already going to happen,
Basically, when we're in attacking position, Trindle's taking the attacking kicks. Like, if you can put a bomb up here and there and maybe a chip and chase into position or a grubber in the in-goals, but when we need someone to kick and put it on the spot, it's going to be Trindle. And it's not going to be you, Nico. Like, the biggest problem is with Nico is he seems to have this ego thing where you see the best halves have players, they make other players make them look good.
Mm.
So they trust their outside backs, they trust their second rowers, and they just drop the ball and they know that Liam Martin's going to hit that hole and he's going to score that try. Whereas Nico seems to take it upon himself, whereas I need to step on the inside of this shoulder, promote the ball to this certain position to make that guy look good, rather than trusting the likes of Ramey, Nakora, Fanua Blake, whoever it is around him. He seems to take it all upon himself, and that's once it goes wrong, he loses his fucking head and it just falls apart.
Yeah.
Whereas the likes of Cleary just go, I'm just going to run left to right and just pop the ball. If he's not there, that's his fucking fault.
That's right.
It's got nothing to do with me. Whereas Nico's just overthinks everything and has to do it all himself.
Yeah, if he runs left to right and pops the ball and no one's there, Nico kicks himself for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, for the half an hour. Fucking 6 weeks, 8 weeks for after Origin.
Well, exactly, Ollie.
Half a season.
The interesting player for me for Cronulla this year is actually Braden Trindle, because based off of the season he had last year, his contract's up in a year or two, I think. It's not too far away. And based off of last year, if he can have another good season, whether it's at Cronulla or not, he's priming himself for like an 800, 900 grand a year contract somewhere. So I guess for a positive for Cronulla, I feel like he is going to want to be sort of at his peak like he was last year to earn himself, because I think he's going to get, whether he ends up playing to his potential or not, whether he's at Cronulla or not, his next contract could very well be a big pay rise no matter where he ends up. And I think he's going to want to earn that.
Big thing. Like it
It
threw the Sharks in a hole.
Yeah.
It stopped them for a couple of weeks until Atkinson took control and won down in Melbourne on his own bat. And he's a big loss for them going forward to next year. Sharks have probably the best defensive centres in the competition.
Okay.
Ramey and Iro. Like, how many times do you see him get stood up or run over the top of?
Yeah.
Doesn't happen very often. Then you got Talakai who can come in.
And helps that the wingers have a great deal of faith in that too.
100%. Yeah, they stick to their wings. Generally, don't bite on the...
the niggle out of Ronaldo, but he knows his job and does well.
They're two of the best finishers in the comp as well. So, their back line is fantastic. They do have room to improve. They really need... Rudolph, Uele and Blake Brayley need to go to another level for them to be in the conversation of winning a competition.
And Talakai, probably.
He's sort of a bench player now. I'm pretty sure Iro's taken his spot. I don't think he gets that back off Iro.
Has the comp passed him by?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's probably a back rower now. Like if you want to use...
Or a middle, really.
Yeah. If you want to use him, he's probably now just an impact 20 minutes off the bench. Royce Hunt. He probably takes Royce Hunt's role in that team now. But I can't see him missing the 4.
Yeah,
I've got him 5th.
Okay,
so I've got him.
Yeah, you're a winner.
Oh, you've not said a lot. Anything else?
Not much has really changed with Cronulla, to be honest. Like that's the big thing for me. Braden Trindle, Adam Fanua Blake's going to be a big impact signing and someone that they probably needed last year. Someone that they needed last year. I just think, again, not much has changed with Cronulla. It hasn't for the last couple of years. You're still going to get what you see. They're going to absolutely dominate most teams in the comp. I still don't think they're... I'll put it this way. The top 2 teams, I don't think they're going to get anywhere near beating the team, Manly and South Sydney, the teams I have 3rd and 4th. I don't know what their draw is against them, but I feel like they're a team that they might split the wins 50-50 with, which in the end I think might end up keeping them out of the 4. I think they miss the top 4 by points difference or by a loss or something like that. I think it is very close for Cronulla, but I've got them in 5th, but they're going to have a very similar year to last year, I think.
The other thing, the Sharks come home the last month is Dragons, Titans, bye, Knights, Dogs. Pretty cosy.
We've been calling out for the Sharks for a middle for however long.
And they got it.
I hope they play him on an edge half the time, to be honest.
I didn't.
I hope he takes
Did you read the... I saw an article pop up where they said Fanua Blake's going to be in a different position. Did you read that?
No, I haven't seen that.
No, I don't know if... Because he's fitting, but I
hope early, obviously break down that front door, but I hope they use him like kick out when they get close to the line. Imagine him on an edge with fucking Iro outside him. That just creates so many opportunities. He's running straight at the halfback with Iro cutting in the inside or on the outside. You've still got Katoa holding his line on the wing. Like they're just, it's another like if they use him like Nakora when they get into scoring positions. You saw how many tries he scored just barging the front door down. Now give him half an option on a halfback. He could be fucking
peak junior Paulo.
Ridiculous amounts of tries.
Put other people through holes. I'm a bigger rap on Teague Wilton than you are, but I think he's a very good player. Nikora they've got a fantastic back row, and McGuinness makes his 100 tackles a game, so they've got most bases covered. I'm interested to see how Cade Dyke comes back. I assume he's going to come back and play fullback reserve grade.
Yeah.
He might be the one knocking the door down for Kennedy. I think it's a big year for Kennedy. I think.
Oh, 100%.
If
he doesn't shape up in the first 5 or 6 weeks.
Yeah, if they're not coming top 4 in the first 12 weeks,
4 or 5.
We don't see Kennedy.
4 or 5 weeks.
And either Nico will go back there or they'll blood someone else.
They'll put Dykes in there.
And I know you're a fan. I know you've made the comparisons to Peachy and co, but I was underwhelmed last year. I thought
last year was horrible.
He fluffed more than he. What's the alternative of fluffed? Something. Anyway, the rest is good. Good team, very good, well coached. Not well coached, but goddamn, they fuck up a lot. If they get the Euros out of the game, they're top 2, but I'm going to put them in 4th.
I've got them running second.
Yeah, fair enough. Anything else?